Hey all, welcome to SLB Basement Bourbon Bar. My name is Kurt. Today we're going to be discussing allocated bourbons. Are they worth it? Are they not worth it? Are they worth retail value even? Are they worth even paying a little bit more? Are they good? Are they not? So many questions to answer. We'll try to get it covered today. 5 allocated bourbons that I've chosen today that we're going to discuss value. If you're new to the show, we'd sure appreciate it if you'd hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much to all of our new friends that have done that. After you've hit that subscribe button, reach right over, hit the notification bell, and that way you won't miss a single episode of the show, and that'd be fantastic. Also, unbelievably appreciate all the comments that we've gotten lately. Like my dad always used to say, I can use all the help I can get. So all these comments have been wonderful for me to learn about all these different bourbons and whiskeys that you guys and gals have been mentioning in your comments. Lord knows I don't know everything. So I appreciate each and every one of you, and I've tried to answer everybody, and hopefully I have. So let's get started with the task at hand. The very first allocated bourbon that I want to discuss with you is Elmer T Lee. I mean, just look at that. Elmer T Lee. I searched for this particular bourbon for probably 2 years or so. I never found one. I never, ever found one. So this particular bourbon retail is a little over 40 bucks, and the only reason I even know that is my little buddy Trenton behind the camera was fortunate enough this year to pick one up at one of our local liquor stores for retail for what? $42 freaking dollars. Good for him. Anyways, I wasn't so lucky. So I did get a little antsy. I found this particular bottle on Craigslist and I purchased it for $150. Elmer T Lee. Good, bad, indifferent. There's like baked apples and vanilla cream. I think it's a really good quality bourbon. I really do. It just feels like home to me. So I always drink this neat, and when I have a small pour, as you can see, I kind of milk it out so it lasts as long as I can. But when I have a pour of this, it's just a very homey, it's just a real nice, relaxing pour. Now, is it worth more than the retail price, 42 bucks? Is it worth 150? No, I don't think so. I would never pay 150 for it again. Now, would I pay 70, 80, maybe 100? I don't know. For sure, I'd pay 70 bucks for it. But honestly, moving forward, after I've had it here and I've had it in the bar, I probably wouldn't pay more than $70 or $80 for this particular bottle, but I do find it to be very, very good. The next allocated bourbon that we're going to discuss today, is that good, dude?
Yep.
Is Weller 12. Weller 12. Now, as everybody knows that are into bourbons and whiskeys and such, Weller's a big name that everybody looks for. I was looking one particular year for this Weller 12. The only time I was able to pick up a Weller 12, I missed out. I drove past the liquor store and I looked at it and I was like, man, I'm in there way too much. I'm just going to pass it up today. I went in there the very next day and I was looking around, and the manager told me, he said, we just had Weller 12 in yesterday, but we sold them real quick. And I was like, you gotta be flipping kidding me. This particular bottle will retail between 40 and 50 bucks. Now, I have one in the bar because Trenton got it to me, gave it to me as a gift. Very nice of him. Of course, I'm not gonna ask him what he paid for it, but retail this particular bottle is between 40 and $50. It's a very, very good bottle. It's got some really nice taste to it. Caramels, a little bit of maybe some orange peel and some chocolate in there. But it's very, very nice. I have seen this bottle as I've been out looking around in rip-off liquor stores for $250, $300. Is it worth $250, $300? You can see it online all the time for $300 and more. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's really not. worth that kind of money. What would I pay that? Again, probably close to the same as Elmer T Lee. I'd probably give it $70 or $80 because it is hard to find. It is something special to have in your bar. But if you can find it for the $40, $50 range, if you can pick it up, it's well worth that money, of course. It's an excellent, excellent bourbon. All right. The next, Old Fitzgerald. I have 14-year here. That's this year's release, right, Trent? Nope, my bad. Last year's release, right?
2019.
2019. No, it isn't. I don't think so. One moment, please. 2020. Yeah, fall of 2020. I finally got something right. Shocking. Fall of 2020 release, 14-year. Old Fitzgerald. All right, I got lucky on this one. Dead straight honest truth. I walked in to get something else. I mean, we mix cocktails here all the time. We do. I mean, I've got mixers and I've got all kinds of things behind me. So I wasn't even in the liquor store looking for particular bourbons, and I'm in there a lot, and the manager came up to me and said, "Hey man, we just got a truck in. I've got some Old Fitzgerald. Do you want it?" So I picked it up. Retail on this is $150, and that's what I paid for it, $150. Now, $150 is quite a bit of money, even at retail. Is it worth it? Is it not? It is. It's really, really good. It's got some very unique flavors, a little bit of apricot, some cashew, maybe even a little bit of a toasted sesame in there. It's got some really, really neat flavors in this. Of course, the bottle. It's kind of like a Blanton's. You got the Blanton's with the iconic grenade style bottle with a little horsey on top. I mean, the Old Fitz here that comes in this really neat decanter style bottle with a beautiful top to it. So in my opinion, I have to say, in my humble honest opinion, I believe it is worth $150. Now to some, may not be worth it to you, and that's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. But would I pay the $300, $400, $500 that you see for this? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I probably would only pay the $150 at retail. I don't think I would pay any more for this particular bottle, but I would pay the $150 for another Old Fitz. All right, Stagg Jr. I've got batch 13 here.
It's backwards.
Oh, there we go. Batch 13. Now, as everybody knows, this stuff comes in pretty high proof, but man, is it drinkable. I drink this neat and over a block of ice, but truly I drink this neat more than anything else. It's extremely smooth. It has a lot of a sour cherry flavor to it, and some the Stagg Jr. quintessential flavors that are in that, but it's so good. Now retail on this one, and again, fortunately for us, we'll see this a couple times a year. I bought this for around $60, $50, $60, something like that. I think it was close to $60, but that's pretty much retail. It's excellent bourbon. Really, really good stuff. Is it worth more than $60? Is it worth $100, $150? Sometimes I see $250. Probably not. I probably would pay $70 or $80, honestly, for this particular bottle. If I couldn't find it anywhere else and there was a particular batch that I really wanted to get, I probably would pay $70 or $80 for this. But anything past that is probably a big no on my part. But excellent for that 60 to 70, maybe even $80 range. Okay, last but not least, we have another embarrassing moment of the show, and it seems like I specialize in those. But I do have a George T Stagg. This was 2019 release. As you can see, I'm kind of milking that one down pretty slow.
You won't look me in the eye.
Guess who's standing behind the camera already, and I can't even get started with this conversation.
I'm excited to hear about this.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. But this is back in my early years when I was kind of just getting going with the bourbon thing, and I was a little bit overzealous with some of my purchases. And of course, I'm not going to see a Buffalo Antique Trace, release. So I paid online. I paid $700 for that bottle. and it's worth every penny.
Well, at least this one's half gone, unlike the Kentucky Owl that you had in the other one.
All right, well, joking aside, George T Stagg is just, it's flipping phenomenal. Burnt caramel, baking spices, vanilla. I mean, it's got a higher proof to it too. It's got it all. I mean, it really does. It is the complete bomb. Now, I have tried pours of a couple other antique Trace, Buffalo Trace antique releases. I think the Thomas Handy I tried, and the what's the Weller one? Trenton.
William LaRue Weller.
Yeah, William LaRue Weller. I tried that at a bar for, I paid for a pour of, which is excellent. But truthfully, I didn't think either one, in my humble opinion, was any better than this George T Stagg. So, babe, the important thing is I think we got the best of the best.
You do.
I think that. Now, let's get down to the nuts and bolts of this conversation. Is it worth $700? Of course, we know it's not worth $700. It's not. Retail price for an antique release is probably close to $100. I know they funnel through like one at a time at our, in our local stores here, but none of us has had an opportunity or came close to actually purchasing one. So, what would I pay for this particular bottle for the George T Stagg Buffalo Trace Antique release? Honestly, close your ears, babe, but I'd probably pay $250 for this bottle. Would I pay $700 again? No, babe, I promise I won't pay
I
$700.
almost thought you said you were going to pay $2,000 when you said $2,000. I was like, holy cow.
I will not pay $700 again. That's my promise to you. However, would I pay $200, $250 for this bottle? I think I would. I really would. It's that good. It's that much of a treat. We don't see it. We hardly ever see it. So if you're fortunate enough to find one for $250 or less, I would say buy it. Is it worth paying the enormous prices that you pay online and like an idiot like I was back then for $700? No, of course not. Of course it's not worth $700, but it is an excellent bourbon. That's all I have for you today. I hope you had fun. I'm sure I'm going to hear a little bit more about this as soon as we're done here. But thanks for watching. Appreciate y'all. As always, we ask you to please drink responsibly, and we'll see you next time right down here with me in a good old basement bourbon bar. See you later.